One of the more popular blogs that I wrote was titled Savior Relationships. And the reason I wrote this blog is, as always, it's been an experience of mine, and I felt that I wanted to share it with everybody and how I came to understand myself in relationships. I was always the person at the end of a relationship that was completely broken and took months and months, sometimes even years, to heal from them. And it was through coaching and through self-coaching that I was able to it's a tough one. It was understand where the pain was coming from and to be able to step into healing. So I've recently come out of a relationship and I put this into practice and the results were quite remarkable. So I'm quite excited to share it with you. So in my experience with relationships, let's just say that there is a breakdown in the relationship, and this could be with a friendship or a romantic partner. We have a breakup, for example, and let's look at it like this is the present, okay? So please excuse my writing, I'm a lecturer, and that's kind of why it's all over the place. This is the present. So we have a breakup, and I'm gonna do this. We have a breakup in that relationship and we are absolutely devastated, broken, etc., etc. Although there may be very logical reasons why the relationship didn't work, we still are completely shattered by it. What I have discovered is the reason that presented itself towards me is because we cannot separate from ourselves from our past in relationships, and we cannot separate the future. So while we think that we are just dealing with the present in that moment, we typically aren't. We are bringing our past forward into the present, and we are looking at our future and bringing it into the present. So when there's a breakdown over here, we are not only dealing with what's actually gone down, we are dealing with issues from our past that we've brought forward. And so in my example, again, I'm not fussed about being vulnerable. In my past, I always dealt with feelings of rejection. So when I got involved in a relationship, I used to bring the rejection I felt from past relationships into my current relationship. And when I got involved with somebody, I kind of started to see them as the band-aid to my past. They were the answer that was going to heal everything, and I placed an incredible amount of emphasis on you are my solution. And while I was in that relationship, I was also looking at the future, which visualized my hopes, my dreams for happiness with a partner, and I brought that future into my present. So while we may think that we're just dealing with us in the moment, we're not. We're dealing with our past and we're dealing with our hope. So when this relationship would break up for me, I would not only be mourning the person. The person was the last person it was the last thing I was actually mourning. I was mourning my past, and I was mourning what I felt my future should be. So when we bring all three of these together, we are experiencing a massive breakdown in ourselves, and we can't understand why it is that we cannot just simply move forward, even if the relationship was not working. So for example, if your partner wasn't treating you right, giving you enough time, etc., all those things that are important to you in a relationship, and logically you would think, you know what, I'm glad it wasn't working, I actually wasn't happy. We find ourselves for months and months, like myself, constantly stuck in these breakdowns. And how I found peace in the last relationship I had moving forward was I was able to put these into compartments. So I looked at my past, I looked at my present, and I looked at my future. And I separated all three. And I found that I could deal with this very, very easily when I separated it from that, because over here, I was looking at me in the moment. And I wasn't looking at massive expectations that I was placing on a person to make me happy or a person to fulfill my dreams. So that's always a way that we can look at processing things. And this is why coaching is so important, because coaching provides us with an opportunity to process things that we might not even have been aware of. And a skilled coach, in my opinion, is one that can ask you those questions and potentially frame things in a way that you didn't understand at first. And through those processings, we are able to find solutions. Another really important question to ask yourself when you are stuck in this breakdown is, what type of language are you using for you in that moment to try and move forward? Because very quickly, when we are living in the past and we are living in the future, and when it comes to a relationship, all the questions that we ask ourselves when we try and sort out the wreckage of this relationship, these are focused on your partner. These are focused on basically, you didn't fulfill what I expected you to fulfill, so I'm heartbroken, or you've let me down. This is what I anticipated the relationship would be like. And so while we are questioning the relationship, thinking that we're going on a journey of self-discovery, all our energy is still focused on the external, which is not ourselves. So there are possible solutions to that. We need to learn, or we should learn, to ask, what makes me happy? What do I want? What fills me up as a person? So I've begun to look at relationships a little bit like contracts. For example, if you sign a contract between two people and the contract is not met, it means that certain expectations or certain things that we need in a relationship, like basic things, like time, consistency, etc., are not being fulfilled. And I'm a great one for second chances. I really am. I've been given so many in my life. But to continually live in a breakdown and shade ourselves from potential happiness or just peace that we can feel in our present, it kind of verges on self-abuse. So we need to start moving towards a place where we are able to self-audit and self-coach and recognize that we typically don't deal with us. We deal with our past, our future, and all externals when we are ignoring the one thing that we are needing to focus on, which is us. As I mentioned, there is a blog post that I've written on this. It's called Save Your Relationships, where very, very quickly the me in the relationship becomes the we, where we can't separate ourselves from our partner. So if you'd like to read it, you can find it on my blog at www.oiro24.com, and just click on blogs and you will see quite a few of them. Find Save Your Relationships and start a journey of figuring out exactly who you are again.